today. And you know what we mean by Diokpa. You all know? Can I put one of you to the test? You want to tell me what Diokpa means? You. So you all don't know that. Huh? You know.
Yeah, let somebody.
So no, you know. Do
yeah,
you know? Okay, do you want to tell us? No, the
Not like.
oldest person. Yeah, because you might be an elder, but you might not necessarily be the oldest. So he's the oldest person in the house. Usually the men. Yeah? Okay. But we also have the female version of the Diokpa. So the oldest woman in the midst.
In any group.
Yeah. So he usually conducts the breaking of ornaments, yeah, by tradition, and it's part of our cultural respect. You know, as we take our culture forward anywhere we find ourselves. So the oldest man today, not necessarily by his look, but without saying by his age as well, is Diokpa Code. Yeah? So he's the oldest, jokes apart, by age and every other. So he would conduct that. And then he would discuss with us, or he would let us know, for the benefit of those of you who might not be aware of the symbol of breaking of kola nut, what it stands for. He would discuss that with us. He will be more than happy to ask questions. He will be more than happy to answer questions from any of you that may wish to ask any question in relation to that. That would also follow with the libation. That's where we pour the drinks. We also say our prayers with the blessing of the drink as well. He would also be more than happy to explain that. And I think from what I understand from Namdi today, we are going to be discussing some of the symbols of our tradition with you all. Yeah? And in turn, and also the relevant schools and native things that we have back home, some of which are recognized by their presence at home, but not necessarily what we can bring out here. So that when you have the opportunity to visit, you might have been aware of those things and then been told or have some knowledge, if not at least shallow knowledge of what they stand for. Yeah? So those are the things that we talk about today. In addition to that, we would expect you all, or some of you, to please feel free to ask questions about where you come from, your parents come from, yeah, and the culture and stuff. Yeah? The greetings, the symbol of why we do certain things that you may have been used to, but you're not sure what it means. Yeah? Or you think, if I ask my dad, he'll start telling me, oh, consult your dictionary, kind of like thing. So, feel free to ask those questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We want to start now with the breaking of the kola nut. And you can see me, I'm going to drop my hat down because kola nut is we have kind of respect because we are praying. And when we are praying normally, we use the reverence to the creator of heaven and earth. And the reverence to our Father. Because when we carry the kola nut, we are calling the first of all, we give the kola nut up and call the creator of heaven and earth. I don't know how many of you are on time see.
Speak of it.
Yes.
Feel low as well.
Ezekezi. Onye keli when I will appreciate if you understand what I'm saying. Because when we carry this color, we want to speak. We cannot understand only the native language. Really, Igbo, we speak Igbo. The Hausa might speak Hausa, Yoruba will use Yoruba, and so on and so forth. So that is why, if I carry this color nut and start speaking English, my popular will frown like this, and they will leave this we are now, and I don't want to. So we are calling on the God of heaven and earth. When I say Chukwu Obiama, Eze Binigwe, Eze Kereni Gwenan, ndị be ha sị onye weta ọjị weta ndụ. What is the ndụ?
He who brings light,
Ndu is life.
What is the ndụ?
Life.
Onye weta ọjị weta ndụ. Ndụ ogologo, ahụsi ike, ọganihu, ife ọsịsọ. Ndị obodo Igbo ga-asị love, which is the greatest thing, love. Because ọ bụ na inwe ife obiọma n'ebe nwanne ị nọ, ime ndụ na ife njọ. So anyị na-akpọku eze bi n'igwe, na-akpọku eze nna ndị mmụọ anyị, nwata nabaga, so Chukwu ma ebe nwa nọ, mana anyị believe na nwa na-ede anyị anya. So na-ayọ Chukwu ife unu bịa n'ebe a ga-eme tata, ife mụnụ ji fọm this group na Chukwu ga na-edu unu, na ọ ga na-aga n'ihu, na awụrụ ekunu cha ga-enwe, ife dị mma ga-akpọ n'ihu, di dị mma ga-akpọ n'ihu, nwunye dị mma ga-akpọ n'ihu, ọma atụrụ na ọma apụnụ n'ọnụ, awụrụ ga-abụ n'ukwu unu. Obodo anyị bịa wọ, ụnụ ga-asịkwa na nwa mụrụ n'ebe, mana o nwere ebe a si kwuru. So obodo anyị bịa wọ, ife dị mmadụ n'ime ya lụọ anyị aka. Ọ bịa ka abịa, ọbịa bịa na-ebu isi ajụọ a. Ma mmezi ala ajụọ nwoke bịa ajụọ a. Ajụọ dị skọbụla. So ife dị ọma lụọ aka. Awụrụ ga-abụ n'okpuru, awụrụ mma ga-eso anyị. So ebe ịbụ ndị ma na ebe abụ n'ụlọ, ife dị mmadụ eji anyị ncha aka. Ife anyị ekwu bụ na alụchasịa n'ọlụ Igbo n'ebe a, anyị ga-ana ebe a si bịa. Anyị bụ ndị Igbuzo. Emekwa na ndị Jamaica sị, I'm British, my father is from Jamaica. No! Nigeria ka si bịa, Igbuzo ka si bịa, elu anyị ka si bịa. So ife na-agba n'ụbọ, ụnụ mmadụ kwa na ege kasịa nọ ife ncha anyị ga-eje, a ga-anarị n'ebe a si bịa. Anyị ka anyị tụọ n'ebe, ife ga-eme anyị na n'ebe a si bịa bụ na anyị wudoro dị mma n'ebe a si bịa. Ma okwu jeberi, olu ọnọ. Ya mere anyị nọ nwanyị n'ọwọ, ụmụ ha ahụ ga-apụrụ anyị ma lụgharị ebe obodo. Ha bụkwa ife soshal midia si ife ka na-akpọ wọdụ wee gbuo n'ebe wee gbuo n'ebe, ebe egwukwu eyi n'anya. Ụmụ ife ga-eme unu, maka na ụmụ bụ ife unu mee mmadụ, ife ndị ọma dị unu aka, ọbụla ga-abụ nke unu. Na biko ife dị aka anyị na-ayọ sọ n'afọ Kraịst onye nwere ihe. So, unu ga-abịazi weta ife unu gwazi ọchị. Okay, let me say something. He has brought a knife. I have to say something about it. As much as possible at home, it is very difficult to cut this thing because we have a group of people who they call Obu. You don't have to use this word cut. Anyone we cut, they can never take it. Anybody that takes Obu, you know what is Obu? Before your father became Uwolo, he had passed through that ritual that they put something on their neck and they will go around and with something say, Oyembulude, Okome. You see that they will put something like reddish on their body, which Ikwele does. Ikwela Jezuku.
I think.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure these children will get this.
That's Daddy Uwolo, yes.
Who was the son? Okay.
Okay, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Who was the son?
They're the same. They're the same.
Yes.
So,
But what he's also saying, it's a spiritual sort of
cleansing.
Yeah. Okay. So to belong to those group, you need to. You would have been identified as you can't put yourself. Obu, the Obu. Yeah. And once you're the Obu, they don't accept you breaking the kola nut with knife. Yeah.
Now,
So
once
have
you
to
do
use
it, they
your
will not touch the
fingernail.
kola nut again.
Yeah.
So that's why most times you see our men, they use their finger to break the kola nut. It's only when it becomes difficult, you must have given to all your Obus. You cannot take knife and start cutting. It's not only kola nut, even food. You can't take a knife and cut the food that we eat.
But I think he would like to know why.
Okay. No, once you are,
But they would like to know why.
let me tell you something. Like you said before, you don't have to belong to any of the Olizele, Chieftaincy, Iyase, Uwolo, Odogwu. You don't have to be. If you are hot-headed, they believe that maybe your forefathers must have killed somebody in the past, and that is why you are hot-headed. They will decide to do it for you, to bring down that bad spirit that is pushing you to be wanting to kill and be destructive. And they will have the doctor of religion here. They might go into that one too. Yes.
Ibusa
Igwe.
The origin of the Obu cult is quite simple. The founder of our town, Umeji, okay, there were stories about how during a wrestling match, somebody died, he killed somebody, so, and his father was a noble man. He was his duty to preside over the execution of a murderer. The man said he wouldn't see himself presiding over
The killing of his son.
the killing of his son. So the son ran away and ended up in our town. That's another story. But what happened was that after a while he had a mental breakdown. So they sent a message to his father. So the father brought Agana. That's a big necklace.
That's one good thing they wear there.
The medicine man treated the Agana and they sent it to him and he got healed. So along the line, the idea was that soldiers who went to war in times of intertribal war, he might have killed somebody or the other. So as a way of pacifying the spirit of the dead, you get involved in that Agana. But eventually it became a kind of cult. So the people who were ex-soldiers, if you like, they had to do some rituals to wear that Agana, to keep away the spirit of those they killed.
And that's called Obu.
So that's the Obu cult. So,
All right, so I know you only to show you why we don't use knife. Maybe but they must have used knife, any instrument used in killing. So maybe a knife happened to be one of them, because they might not be shooting at all that. They can even use knife and shoot and kill. So because of it, they say no, anything to do with knife, they don't want it again. I have a friend in Kwale. One of his friends came from US.
What did you say now?
Eh?
What was your journal?
Yes, let them break the collar knot now. Call and let them break it. But there is no good person here, so you are free to use the knife.
Have you got the nails too?
I wonder how far you can go with your hand. Can you break?
Okay, yeah, food.
You can use the knife though.
Okay. Now because they are many, you will just carry one and give to me. Give it to me. For one hour. No, don't give it because Normally, it would have been 1 for 1, but considering the number here, you don't have to. Okay. But even if you give me 1 for 1, drop it, we call it Ojulo Owoye Chain. Do you know the meaning?
It's reached. So he got it, yeah. And he will explain.
Ojulo Owoye Chain.
That presented it.
When could I not choose the house? You tell them, oh, I went to this place. They could not get to me. That's why they gave me the name. Or you know how to call it. But it doesn't matter. Just give me one of these. Okay, thank you. Then you give. No, with your hand. You give your. Okay, he has given me. Okay, it's true.
Okay, okay. So he's in here. Because he's
A title.
a title man.
Title man.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But can you go to first?
Oh, well, very well.
But of course now.
Enjoy cage on it.
You're going to.
And then you give them to take. Buzo GB.
Okay.
Bunyanze Onyo.
Yeah, Ben.
And then myself.
Yeah,
Okay, all right.
Then the rest, I break it.
Umwanya. What about Umwanya?
Mba no, ọwọ wájú ìlú ọmọ wáyà nù. Ọmọ ọlọ́wọ́ wájú ìlú ọmọ wáyà.
We're going to offer Munye Uwolo.
Ọwọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ nínú nẹ́bẹ̀. Ọmọ.
Yeah. Somebody on behalf of her husband.
Yes, representative of Uwolo.
Yes.
Okay.
So Uwolo dey watch.
So you know, Konye Munye Uwolo.
Wọ́tẹ́sí ẹ̀ ká ẹ̀yìn wọ̀lọ̀.
Okay, bring it to the Diokpa. Let him take one and give to Uwolo's wife. Yeah.
Ó káàbọ̀ padà. Okay, káàbọ̀ ọjọ́ bọ̀. Mana unu jẹ́ mọ̀ abẹ́ fẹ́ ẹ̀. Káàkiri kìí ṣe ọjọ́ ọwọ́lọ̀ ngwúrọ̀ ayé wà.
Ngoli say nke wala aka.
Nǹkan káàkiri wà n'aka. Yẹ́ mu ká.
Yes.
Okay, ọjọ́ wọ̀lọ̀ ọjọ́. Wọ́tẹ́sí ẹ̀ ọjọ́ nkẹ́ ẹ̀yẹ́ di.
Yeah, IPP.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you can now go ahead according to your age, if you know.
No, if you don't know, you just share it like that.
Your dad.
Oh no, you are sure.
Yeah. He's already
Checking.
Oh, what do you get?
We're not using the drink of one libation. The same libation, like we pray with the Quran, same thing applies to the hot drink. You cannot use a Coke to do libation.
It has to be
It has to be
Hot drink.
hot drink.
brandy.
When there's no hot drink, we can manage with the red wine. Now, we are still doing the same thing that we did before. We are calling our forefathers
As before.
as we did before. And this time, when I pray now, as the eldest here, and as somebody whose father has died a long time ago, I have now all the authorities to pray to God and then to sprinkle the drink on the ground, calling on the God of our fathers, calling our fathers to guide us and protect us wherever we are going. So be very careful. We call him the Father in heaven, the creator of heaven and earth, like we did before, as well as calling on our fathers to guide us. We can call the spirit of Umeje,
And take this drink.
who is our father at Igbuzo. We call the spirit of all the areas of Igbuzo, all their fathers, to guide us wherever we are, to protect us. Then I call them, come and take the drink. Take the drink. Let the drink. I don't want to overpour it so that I don't get drunk.
Yeah, thank
So,
He's a consequence.
so I will now hand it over to the person that pour it to drink. That is, you have now gotten the prayers, everything now. So, after this now, you still hold the bottle and then ask me if I'm going to drink. Okay. Because if you pour what I'm not going to drink, so otherwise you ask them. You share the drink to all of them. You can, but me, I'm not going to
start
drink.
with him.
So I'm saying you start with me, but to find out, and I'm not going to drink. So you will.
Give him the cup.
Yeah. Would you like to drink?
Then, right.
I was thinking, I think you would like to drink.
No.
Each on Maya.
No.
It's your man.
So you got using yours up. So
Starting
share the
from
drink.
Onihe.
So ask them if they want to. If they don't want to drink, they can have their choice here or. So that's it.
Thank you. I'll deal with this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. That's
Thank you.
okay. All right, cheers.
So help yourselves now.
Let
So
me-
Where's the
I
cup?
think you are now free to start eating and drinking.
Yeah.
Just to add, you probably heard when Diokpa said because his father died long ago. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Not necessarily because he died long ago.
Not like that, but once your father is dead, even if you died yesterday.
Yeah. You get it.
Yes.
So
Even if
I-
it's yesterday that you died.
And if, for example, he's the oldest man, but his father or parents are still, his father is still living, he won't be in a position to
To
pour
do that.
the
Yes.
drinks.
I can pray,
So
but
you
I
need
can't
to
pour
know that.
libation.
You can't pour it.
Yes.
Yeah? Why is that? Because it's a spiritual connection with his late fathers, his forefathers, you know, saying, I come here with your spirit, your presence to say thank you. You know, you connect.
You understand?
And there, obviously, when you lay someone to rest, you put them in the ground. So that's what it's right. That's it. My understanding. I could be wrong.
Yeah, Mother Earth. That's correct.
All right, thank you. Okay.
Start off with from my right hand here. We've got say yourself.
Ben Ushere,
Yeah.
as the Welfare Secretary of ICDU UK.
And next to him is
This is me.
Uwolo of Ibuzor.
and myself, your
Patron.
patron as well as her, your patron as well. Matron, I beg your pardon. Only here, Roland Wanzi. And then next to me is
Sit down.
Diokpa. Let me. He doesn't need to get up. Let me just say this. It's the Diokpa, not Okobi.
That's all.
Okay.
And after him is
Okay, my name is Patrick Justice. I am Mwabudike, the President ICDU UK.
and next to him is
I'm Mrs. Philomena Omera. I'm the president of ICDU UK Women's Wing.
I think maybe we should take it on that way. Yeah? So you want to
Yeah.
Yeah? Why not? Please,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Wendy Ladenega and I'm the secretary of Ibusa.
Excellent.
Let him.
Let me go.
Okay.
Prince William, I'm teaching. Excellent. Uwolo. Excellent. Say that again, please. Sorry. Oh, the okay. Excellent. Oh yeah? Moko. Okay.
No, yeah, hi, my niece, sorry.
Okay.
That's my niece again. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Sorry, what's the surname?
What's the name again?
Ndeku, okay. Ndeku, okay. Ndeku, sorry.
Ndeku or Ndeku?
Ndeku.
Ndeku.
Okay. Okay, Okmanam. Okay.
My sister's
I know.
I thought as much. Okay.
Very tall.
What's her name? Okay. Yeah. What's her name, sorry? TJ Ebo, okay. Rapo, yes. Yeah. And the president, of course.
Now the president.
Right. And who's that beautiful lady at the back there on the counter? Yeah, May. Okay, you're welcome. All right, thank you. Okay.
It's very nice to have formally again introduce ourselves. I think at this stage, we now need to proceed with today's program. As I understand it, Diokpa will briefly talked about some of the symbols of our culture. And then I also understand that you've got this quiz program in place as well. Is that correct? And then if you have any questions that you would like to ask or wish to ask about the culture back home, it's more of an interactive section.
I need to address.
Yeah.
The president after the
Please.
just slot it at one point.
Okay, and at some point, the president of the men's wing would like to address you. Yeah? So I'm going to call on your president to please direct us on how he would like us to roll out the program of today. You want to? Oh, you are coming.
Yeah, I was looking at the social secretary, probably. There is a social secretary, isn't
Maybe he would call on the social secretary.
Yeah.
Too.
Okay, so this segment is just like the education part of Uwolo. So any,
Sorry?
This segment is just the education part of Uwolo. So any points or any content that you guys to know, how many villages are
Villages.
Isn't he here?
So, no, before we go into this, I think what we're saying is that we'll talk about the important parts of Igbuzo, the number of villages in Igbuzo,
and the names. And all the names. Yeah.
the, if you like, the Diokpas of the villages, if you know
Okay,
them, or if you don't know them.
I have to, in my address, I have some of these things there. In my address, I will have some of this. You want to give your address now?
So maybe that will be the first thing to do. That will be the
Okay,
first.
in that case, maybe we'll bring forward his address then.
Yeah.
So let's see what he captures and what he does.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Does he also include the Obuzor?
He includes that, yeah.
And we are going to call on the president of the men's wing to now formally address us, which I believe will capture some of this aspect of our traditional culture.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just point it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, please you would, lend me about 15-20 minutes. I just have something that I prepared here to read out that will tell us more about our hometown, okay? So this is my address as the president of ICDU UK, and I'm addressing you as the Umu Ibusa Youth Wing, ICDU UK Youth Wing, which is known as Umu Ibusa UK. So I'll start by our distinguished Diokpa, our elders, and then Diokpa Ago, Odogwu, Igbuzo, the chairman and the executive committee and members of the youth wing, the Umu Ibusa youth wing, our mothers here, my dear brothers and sisters, especially our wonderful young people here. Good afternoon. First of all, let me sincerely congratulate our youth wing for organizing this Ibusa Cultural Day. You have demonstrated that although many of us now live thousands of miles away from home, our hearts remain firmly rooted in Igbuzo. Culture survives over when it is intentionally passed from one generation to another. And today you have shown that not merely to celebrate our cultural through music, our culture through music and food and dressing, but to preserve our identity. For that, I commend you. Today, I would like to briefly speak about 4 important aspects of our traditional heritage, which should include, towards the end, the Obis in question, the 10 Obis of Igbuzo. All right, and this traditional heritage includes the origin of Igbuzo, the institution of the Obuzor, our 3 great warlords, and the revered institution of the Omu in Igbuzo. So I'll start with origin of Igbuzo. I would like to key in from the last speaker, our Dr. Ben Ushedu, that tried to mention about Igbuzo. And like you actually said, we find out many of our origin have come from oral history before documentation that came afterwards. So our story is one of a migration, settlement, and courage and unity, which was what Ben had addressed, mentioning the prince of this town, Isu, somewhere in Anambra State, and what happened that led to him coming to Igbuzo and founding Igbuzo, if you like. I'm sure that's an oral history we have heard. So like many Asian African communities, the history of Igbuzo has been preserved through our oral traditions, handed down from generations to generations. Although different traditions exist regarding our earliest ancestors, there is a broad agreement that we know today as Igbuzo developed from 2 major settlements, and that is Igbuzo and Ogoli, which is now formed as one Igbuzo. So these were the 2 main settlers that formed Igbuzo. These communities eventually became one into one people, sharing one destiny, one identity, and one cultural heritage. Our forefathers welcomed newcomers who accepted our customs, respected our traditions, and worked for the prosperity of the community. That spirit of unity remains one of the greatest strengths of Igbuzo today. It explains why our town grew into one of the largest and most influential Anyoma community today. Our ancestors were not merely farmers, they were traders, diplomats, skilled craftsmen, and women. Most importantly, they were fearless defenders of our homeland. The name Igbuzo, sometimes spelled as Ibuzo, it's not Ibusa, but also spelled as Igbuzo. Okay, I'll explain that. Before I speak about our traditional leaders and leadership, it is important to mention and to understand who we are. Our people call our town Igbuzo with the Z-O. Over several years, particularly during the colonial period, the British administrators and missionaries found many indigenous names difficult to pronounce and write accurately. So as a result, Igbuzo, I-G-U-B-Z-O, gradually became written and pronounced as Ibusa, a name that has remained an official English spelling. Whether we say Igbuzo or Ibusa, we are referring to one people, one history, and one profound heritage. the Diokpa and the evolution of the traditional leadership. Before the creation of Ibuzo, of the office of the Obuzor, the highest traditional authority in Igbuzo was, and indeed still remains, the Diokpa of Igbuzo. The Diokpa is the eldest living man in the community. In our tradition, age is not simply a measure of years, it represents wisdom, experience, ancestral continuity, and divine blessing. For generations, the Diokpa served as the spiritual traditional head of Igbuzo. He presided over important customary matters, offered ancestral blessings, maintained sacred traditions, and symbolized the unity of the entire community. So society evolved during the late 20th century. However, the demand placed upon traditional rulers also changed. Government increasingly required traditional rulers to attend official meetings far and wide, travel extensively, engage with state institutions, resolve administrative matters, and represent their communities in modern governance. Because the Diokpa was naturally the oldest living man, often well in their 90s or even approaching 100 years of age, it became increasingly difficult for many holders of that revered office to cope with these demands, administrative responsibilities. So recognizing these changes realities, the people of Igbuzo, through our broad consultation among elders, traditional institutions, and community leaders in the 1990s agreed to establish a contemporary institution that would preserve our ancient tradition while providing efficient leadership within the framework of the governance, of modern governance. This decision was subsequently formalized and recognized by government and gazetted. Thus emerged the office of the Obuzor of Igbuzo. So the Obuzor of Igbuzo today is the traditional ruler of Igbuzo known as Obuzor. The title Obuzor remains a foremost and first among equals, or one who leads. The Obuzor was never intended to replace the Diokpa. Rather, the institution was created to work alongside and in harmony with the Diokpa. The Obuzor continues to recognize the seniority, dignity, spiritual authority of the Diokpa and remains the father of the community in accordance with our ancestry and ancient custom. The Obuzor regularly consults with Diokpa, accords him the highest traditional respect, and ensures that the office of the Diokpa is properly supported, including the provision of stipends and other forms of recognition through appropriate to his exalted position. While the Diokpa remains the custodian of the ancestral heritage, the Obuzor serves as the principal administrative and governmental representative of the Igbuzo. He represents Igbuzo before government, neighboring communities, traditional institutions, and the world, the wider world. To support effective governance, the Obuzor presides over with the Obuzor in council, which consists of the three traditional warlords, Odogwu, Uwolo, Iyase, representatives of each of the 10 quarters that make up of Igbuzo, which the names will be called at the end of this address. So together, they deliberate on matters affecting peace, development, culture, and welfare of our people. This arrangement, beautifully combined with wisdom of our ancestors with the realities of modern administration, it reminds us that tradition does not stand still. Rather, tradition adapts carefully while preserving its core values. It's about service, it's about responsibility, it's about preserving our heritage while preparing the next generation for the future. We have what is called the Ikenga, the Ofo, and Diokpa. Briefly, I'll mention our ancestors also left us powerful symbols. One of these is the Ikenga. The Ikenga represents strength, achievement, industry, courage, and personal accomplishment. It reminds every Igbuzo son and daughter that success comes through hard work, discipline, and determination. Another sacred symbol is the Ofo. The Ofo represents justice, truth, righteousness, and legitimate authority. It is a physical symbol of integrity and moral leadership. Traditionally, those entrusted with Ofo were expected to uphold truth without fear or favor. This explains why the office of the Diokpa is held in such high esteem. The Diokpa is not simply the oldest man, he is the custodian of the Ofo of the community and the living link between the ancestors, the living, and the generations yet unborn. Every extended family in Igbuzo equally has its own Diokpa, the eldest man, who preserves a family history, settles disputes, addresses younger generations, and safeguards family traditions. Respect for the Diokpa is therefore respect for our ancestry itself. The courage of Igbuzo during the Kumeku resistance. The bravery of Igbuzo did not exist only in legend. History records that Igbuzo became famous throughout Anioma for the bravery in warfare and its determined resistance against external enemies, including during the Kumeku resistance, one of the longest organized resistance against British colonial expansion in present-day Nigeria. For many years, Anioma communities, including Igbuzo, defended their land, culture, and independence with remarkable courage and determination. True courage, true colonial rule eventually prevailed, and the spirit of resistance demonstrated by our forefathers remained one of the defining characters of Igbuzo. It teaches us that freedom, dignity, and identity are worth protecting. Today, we no longer defend our land with swords and muskets. Instead, we defend our heritage through education, unity, excellence, and service to humanity. The three warlords, or the three great warlords, one of the most unique features of the Igbuzo tradition institution is the institution of the three warlords, namely Odogwu, Uwolo, Iyase. In ancient times, these were not merely titles, they were military commanders, each commanding different sectors of the community whenever Igbuzo was threatened. The warlords organized warriors defend our people and maintain internal peace. Traditionally, they are ranked in order of seniority, which is 1 to 3, the first being Odogwu, then the Uwolo, and then the Iyase. Each headed one of the three traditional divisions known as Otu. Okay, that organized the quarters of Igbuzo. Over time, these three Otus became the recognized ruling houses from which the Obuzor rotates. Although we no longer fight wars and with spears and shields, these titles continue to remind us of the courage, discipline, and sacrifice of our ancestors. Today's battles are different. We fight ignorance with education, we fight poverty with enterprise, we fight division with unity, we fight bad leadership with integrity. That is the challenge that every young Igbuzo son and daughter should be aware of and take note. The decision of Omu then comes in. No discussion of Igbuzo tradition is complete without recognizing the Omu. You heard me when I greeted our mothers here, and some of you that are maybe mothers. Okay, the Omu is the traditional leader of the women, which she represents the dignity, wisdom, and strength of our womanhood. Historically, the Omu plays a very important role. She coordinates the affairs of the women, she promotes peace within families, she protected women's interests, she advised traditional leaders, she participated in important cultural and social matters affecting the community. Our ancestors understood something that modern society sometimes forget. A community cannot flourish if one of the voices of the, if only the voices of the men are heard. So wisdom of women has always been an important pillar of African civilization. The Umu reminds us that leadership belongs to both men and women, each contributing according to tradition, wisdom, and service. This comes towards the end now, a challenge for our youth, that is you guys. My dear young people, you and many of you may have been born in the United Kingdom. Some of you speak English more fluently than people. That is understandable. That does not make you less Igbuzo. Some of you were also born to fathers from other communities in Nigeria. That does not make you less Igbuzo. Being Igbuzo is more than geography. It is identity, it is character, it is respect, it is honesty, it is hard work, it is excellence. Never allow your roots to disappear. Lead the story of your ancestors. Learn the story of your ancestors, which I'm sure many of you have done via this questionnaire or building. Respect your parents and elders. I'm sure you are. Know your quarters, which is the 10 quarters that make up Igbuzo. We'll find out how to make it. Visit Igbuzo whenever you can. Take pride in our festivals. Support one another, that you're doing very excellently. Carry yourself with dignity wherever you go. Our ancestors left us a reputation of courage. Our ancestors built a name that commands respect across Anioma. It is now your responsibility to ensure that the name Igbuzo or Ibusa continues to command the same respect throughout the world. So become doctors, become engineers, become teachers, become lawyers, become entrepreneurs, become excellent professionals, become honest leaders, become responsible parents that you are or may soon become. Become worthy ambassadors of our people. Become public servants. Wherever life takes you, let people say, that young man or that young woman is from Igbuzo. And let those words immediately command respect. Remember this always. You may live anywhere in the world, but Igbuzo will always live within you. So in conclusion, as president of ICDU UK, I assure you that we, the elders, remain committed to preserving our heritage and passing it faithfully to the next generation, which is you guys. One day, you will become the custodian of our traditions. One day, you will lead this union. Nnamdi already started. One day, you will tell people these stories to your own children. May you tell them with pride. May Igbuzo continue to flourish. May our culture never be forgotten. May God bless the youth wing. May God bless ICDU UK. May God bless Obuzor. Thank you all. Now, with respect to the 10 quarters, I'm sure the Diokpa will not mind. You know, I know them, but I don't want to not know all of them. Okay, because obviously some of the names have changed recently. Okay, the communities have changed some of the names to mean something peculiar to them. And as such, I'm not specifically sure of what all the 10 names are. But if you go to my website, the ICDU website, if you have your phone here, if you go to ICDU.uk right this minute, okay, ICDU.uk this minute, go to the far right, you will see a button for membership. If you click on it, it will bring you to a form for registering to become an ICDU person. Look in there, it asks you which of these 10 villages do you belong to. So you can just quickly know all the 10 here, if you don't mind, right? Thank you very much. And I failed to mention that this item of white piece you saw me with here, or you're seeing here, is actually our Igbuzo tradition. And hence, I have it. And I'm sure you all go. You can see one of our, the president of the women's wing is actually wearing one already. Woo! Sorry.
Blessing. Thank you.
I'm sure many of you would agree with me. Are you working out in protest or something? Most of you would agree with me that that was a very brilliant speech. And maybe so that we don't miss out. Yeah. Sorry, we really don't want you to miss out on the best part of the cake. So it's important that you. What I was trying to say, or what we were trying to say earlier, was that the president of the ministry spoke eloquently well, focused and directed at some of the things that you lot would like to know. Forgive the fact that this was a very lengthy speech, I think it would be an idea to ask if we can have this copy of the speech sent to Nnamdi for your circulation so that you can peruse it at your leisure and get a better picture of what has been said. Okay? Fair?
Yes.
In it, from what I understand, there were areas that enlightened me to our culture and understanding of things that some of you may like to ask in the future, if not now. That said, at this stage, we are going to ask the Diokpa to formally introduce to you the 10 villages that comprises the town Ibusa. Yeah? I think that's where we are.
First of all, we need the president of ICDU for the introduction. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I'm so delighted speaking to you because I want you to grasp it. And when you don't grasp it, ask questions so I can get clearer to you, right? So I've been the president and I say, continue to what the good is you are doing. And that's what I'm asking. Yes, you are patron of the giving me a role and function. I know some of you know the 10 ladies. Don't you people? At least try, make a guess. I want someone like this. Name as many as you can, yes. Yes. Not just name your place, try. Let me see how many you can.
Okay, let's do everyone to go around and say where they're from.
Yeah, okay, exactly.
Starting from here.
Yeah, starting from here. If you are not going to guess where your mom comes from,
Use your mom's one.
Oboli.
Say please.
Brilliant.
Umu Ibusa.
You know the meaning of Umu Ibusa?
No.
Yes. There was always a company.
Children of God, did you understand what he said?
I did hear what he
said. Yeah, I know you didn't get it. The children of Diokpa, can you repeat that? You didn't hear.
What did you say?
The children, okay, you will notice that most of the names will start with Umu. So that the children of the great ancestors. In this case, this one will be Owago. So Umu Owago.
What was the name?
What is the Owago? The war without end.
War without end.
The children of war without end.
There was a great ancestor was named Owago.
Umu Ibusa.
I can't hear you, I can only see your camera.
Umu Ibusa.
Umweke.
Alright. Are you guessing that you are sure?
No, I'm sure. My dad's from Isiake in Umweke. Umu Ibusa. Is that one?
All tiny.
It's not.
Who's saying it's like?
I don't know.
Umu Izago.
Sublet of what?
Sorry.
Oponta.
That's where you're from.
Eze, king. King of the lion. Lion king.
Angle. Angle is lion.
Yeah.
I say owl. Who is the owl?
Owl.
The lion of
Owl. No, you didn't say owl. You didn't say owl. You said owl. No. Owl.
and I also want to say
Section of
who is owl.
So I should say
Umu Izago is your village. But Oponta is the smaller.
So wait, where is Imiso?
Imiso is still, yeah.
Okay.
So we are talking of the 10 villages.
Yeah. What's the village again?
Umu Izago is your village.
Umu Izago.
Yeah.
That's
the
my one.
village, yes.
Okay, I can see it.
Next?
Oboli.
Ogboli.
Yes.
I'm half Igbo, half Edo.
For what state?
That's from Asaba.
Oh, that's the state as well. Okay.
Okay, next.
Do you know what I'm saying? Just say
Ogboli.
Yeah.
Ogboli. What's the son?
Mokogo. Yeah,
Okay.
but they're Okpanas. Yeah.
Okay. But your mom's place. Where's your mom's?
I think it's Oboli. Ogbowele.
Yeah, Ogbowele, yeah.
How do you say it again?
Ogbowele. Okpanam Ogbowele. So, where your dad comes from? Ogbowele, that's your mom's village.
How do I say
Ogbowele.
it?
Ogbowele.
Ogbowele.
Yeah, say it fast. Ogbowele.
Ogbowele.
Yeah, that's where your mom comes
Okay.
from.
Uncle, we have to do it again.
Say it.
Ogboli.
Ogbowele.
No, but they're not Oboli. They're
Ogbowele. Yes. Ogbowele too.
Okay, so we know where you come from. What about you?
me.
Yes, Ogbowele. Okay.
Umuwehe.
Ogbowele.
But my dad is from Ubuluku. My mom is.
The mom.
My dad is from Ubuluku.
Ogbowele.
Ogbowele, okay.
And then blood level.
Opoli.
Opoli, okay.
Ogbowele.
Ezuku.
Ogbowele, okay.
I can see that Oboli.
What is it? Can I just, I mean, I don't know.
Onion wants to protest.
Why are the Obolis more taller than that one? What's going on
It's not one of
By proxy.
Proxy, isn't it? I get you.
And all the villages named there can say that. There's only one that
Okay.
Ogbowele and Omowawa and Umwe. Out of the 10, and Ezuku, that's 6. Out of the 10 villages, others are not represented. And then, can anyone tell me those villages that are not represented to make it 10?
The 4 villages.
The
She
4
said
missing villages.
Umweke. One of them mentioned Umweke.
Umweke.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Umwe is represented here. We had Umwe.
So we've got Umweke, Umwadafe, Ogbowele, Umwadafe, and Umweke 6.
That they have as present. And they want not
No, I'm not saying that others are not.
when I use it,
They are missing 3.
they're missing 3.
They are missing 3. They are missing 3.
No, it's okay. No, what I've just asked.
Don't worry about Achala yet.
That is.
You can go to Ezekiel, Achala can go into Ezekiel. 8. So we left with 2.
2.
Yeah.
There was the 2 now, but Umweze.
Omeze.
That's myself.
Omeze. Yeah.
And then what's the other one? Okay, you. Omo Dini Saba.
Imi Saba. Okay.
So that's Omo Dini Saba.
You see, so what this actually means?
Saba. That's a long name. No, that's Imi Saba.
Because there are 2.
What changes the names?
So what it means is that the 2 leaders that we have here,
They are not represented. Our children are not represented. That's a nice one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
No, my son said he called it to give an excuse. My daughter is as why he won't be able to.
But he's
So it's only amazing. Okay, my son does not live in the UK, unfortunately, or fortunately.
Okay.
So otherwise you would have been here. In fact, I actually, want him
What
to
about
be
your
here.
daughter?
Okay, it's mixed, isn't it? That's
Are you
not seeing that?
What about your daughter?
All right, yeah, that's the point. I'll take that away with me. I'll take it with me.
most of you have the time or privileges to sometimes turn on your telly and watch and see people who have done relatively very well in the area of athletics, in education, in many. People come from various parts of the world. If you dig into their histories and stuff, you'll find out that maybe their parents are not even from Britain, but they've come here as British, given the fact that they were born here, and clearly established themselves in a very formidable, amazing way.
I'm seeing.
That is the pride that we pray. We hope to see in all of them. And please always remember, there's no cap to your aspiration. There's no limit to what you can achieve. Even with our parents, those parents that are not, some of them are not here before, are not here with us, they will tell you, they were here, that they've always prayed that we do better than them. Do you get me? So we are standing here today to say you all should and pray that you be better than us.
Amen.
Anywhere you find yourself. Yes? So that whatever you do tomorrow, even if, say for argument's sake, my son who was hoping to be here today was not here, was still bragging I'm British. The day you will see one of you as Igbuzo clearly established, when they ask him, he said, actually, I'm actually from Igbuzo. Have you had? Because you have provided that sense of belonging. But I'm not saying that it has to be a way of establishing himself as an individual person. All I say is that it's a pride on all of us who have come from Igbuzo when you see all achieve great things. So I pray and hope that you continue to do that as we continue this program that we hold for today. Good talk.
Well, thank you. That's good talk. Good talk. Good talk.
We pray that God gives you long life. You've done a great job as fathers, and we're just here to show a token of appreciation for coming out on a special day like this. And the Obuzor would like to present you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
So Umu Ibusa saying Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Just vibes.
Very, very tough. And we must thank you all. It's not particularly just about the gift, but the thought, the idea behind this thing matters a lot. And it's a big deal to we the fathers here. Because yes, you're right. Even when I was coming out today, I said to myself, I didn't realize it was Father's Day. But I said, okay, these children, for them to have called us out, maybe they have plans. You didn't disappoint us. But the whole serious stuff.
Thank you.
So I want to thank you on behalf of all the fathers here. We are very, very grateful, very, very proud of what you do. And we promise to continuously support you for as long as we are able to do so. Yeah? Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Get myself in as well. Okay. Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, so let's take a group photo.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, group photo. Are we standing or facing that? I don't know. Are they coming behind us or?
Behind us. Why we sit?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. Everyone can go on stage.
Look at the speech he gets telling me.
Okay, yeah, I will. Okay, yeah.
With ICDU women.
Okay, I'll
So
do
they
that.
know because not every one of them knows the
I'll do that definitely. I'll do that. Yeah, definitely.
Can put this in our platform.
Okay, I'll do that.
And I've not met with them. As soon as I meet with them, I'll come back.
Okay. No,
Let's take a photo first.
No, we want to.
Let's take photos
That's actually the swap photo.
Sorry, let's take pictures first. Yeah. Just find the angle that will get all of us. Where's Fanaya?
Who's in Bruno?
Igwe.
You also, you know, Igwe, as you might have all known from the Nollywood industry, Igwe is a greeting for a king. So, as a community, the community is treated like it's royal. So that's why we say Igwe. We're going to learn some greetings. But I want to add something. in following what Winnie has said, there are camp quarters. But one interesting point is that some quarters intermarry. Is something you're going to work on to identify the quarters that intermarry and the ones that don't intermarry. Because sometimes some children grew up feeling that they call this uncle, they call this auntie, and that's what it is. Actually, quarters are such that some of you can intermarry, even if you are from the same quarter. You're going to do that research. But my point of standing here is I have a friend who is in charge, who is the president of Igbo organization in the US. They have started a program where they attend meetings. They have a convention. In the convention, they have some experts, DNA experts, who have black Americans who don't know where they come from. And they attend the meetings to see whether they can identify, trace their origin to the Igbo land. So my point is, you have to be very grateful. You have to feel wonderful that you know where you are from. It's just that simple. Some of you, I grew up in my hometown. When I hear some of your names, I know where your home, your father's, your grandfather's house is.
Compound, yeah.
So that's how wonderful and how proud you should be of this organization, who have millions of people in all parts of the world who don't know where they are from. I have a priest friend from Jamaica. One day he was so excited. Say, what is it? He said he had not found out that his DNA is Nigerian. You know? What can you say to such a person? I was so happy. So I want you to do your best to make the organization work. You should be proud of yourselves. You should be grateful that you know where you are from. So we are going to give you our best. You are from a great town, very great town. It's on record that when the colonial people came, they conquered the whole town, the whole Nigeria, but they couldn't conquer Ibusa. They went back and prepared for Ibusa. So we are not important. So, congratulations, and I wish you the best.
Well done, that's good.
Please, as a follow-up on what you said,
all right, yeah, pleasure.
you mentioned about intermarriage.
So,
Remember we discussed it last time we were here, right? No, I'm talking to you people, man. We discussed about intermarriages at Igbuzo, didn't we? Do you remember what we said?
yes.
Can any of you remember? Eh? Can someone tell me just briefly what we said about intermarriages at Igbuzo and what I pointed out to you? You remember?
Maybe the man again.
Okay. Okay. I want to say it again. So by maybe next year, you'll be the one telling other people. We have mentioned about intermarriages at Igbuzo. And I pointed out to you that any village that answers Umu, they don't intermarry. It's only those ones that don't use Umu.
As prefix.
That they are the people, the only people, the only people that there is nowhere they answer Umu intermarry, nowhere. Because Obo they intermarry, Obori they intermarry. You, where?
Omeze.
Obo, I mentioned Obo.
Omeze.
Now, is of recent they say they are they are not Ume, they are Omeze. That's what they are known for.
And they intermarry, some of
and
them.
that's why they intermarry.
To an extent.
When you get there, when you get to Omeze, you divide it you can see that Omo Kanya and Obura, they don't intermarry. Omo Diabo, they don't intermarry. All the people that answer Omo within Ome Puneze, they don't intermarry. Another person can they intermarry. As big as Omo Sabah, Umi, they join, they don't intermarry. There are Omo Idin Sabah. They don't. Omo Defe, as big as they are, they don't intermarry. Umweke, one of the biggest villages, they don't intermarry because they are Funne. They don't intermarry.
Yeah.
So every other Umwe, they can't intermarry. Babu Ofu, grandfather, grandmother. So maybe next time you'll be able to tell me now about intermarriages.
We are sorry to bother you for those of you who are not particularly interested in marriage matter now.
For your information. All right, thank you very much, the President and the Diokpa, for all of the matters that you mentioned so far. Thank you. All right, gentlemen, we're coming to an end of this meeting. I'm just going to be turning off now. I want to thank you very much for staying on throughout this session of the Cultural Day of the Umu Ibusa Youth Wing here in the UK, which I am the president of the ICDU UK. And here you meet the president of the Women's Wing.
Women's Wing, ICDU Women's Wing UK. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Person of Mrs.
Philomena Umera.
All right, thank you, guys, and of course, Patrick Justice. So stay tuned, guys, and catch you on another time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.